Hey, what's up, DIYers? Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. Hey, we're talking sliding glass doors today. In the event that your sliding glass door is hard to open and close or tough to open and close, and you've tried everything lubrication-wise, trying to lubricate your rollers, but nothing is helping, we're going to show you how to replace those rollers. Let's take a look. All right, DIYers, here we are at our sliding glass door. It feeds out to our patio deck. And again, in today's video, we are going to show you the proper and safe way to replace your sliding glass door lower rollers. And DIYers, this could be a friendly DIY project, or it could unfortunately get kind of annoying. And that will all depend on how easy it is to pull your door out of its frame. And we're going to show you how to do that. However, in the event that you do that and the door itself is not coming out of the frame, definitely check out the link scroll above. We talk about the common causes and we discuss some helpful tips on how to get that door out of its frame. And we do mention in that video, stay away from using hydraulic presses or 2x4s to expand your frame. Not good. You'll damage it permanently, and that's not what you want. However, back to this video, and again, we are going to replace the lower rollers, and they're about 20 years old. Let's get started. Coming closer to the sliding glass door, and ours is vinyl, yours may be aluminum, and this is nothing fancy, as you can see. And we are going to first verify that nothing is obstructing the track that the sliding glass door can slide. We are going to unlatch our lock and slide the sliding glass door open, maybe about a foot. Don't really need to go any more than that. On average, or the common position of the door is the center portion of the frame when removing it and reinstalling it, as shown here. And coming up top, you have a large gap on the top portion up here, and that is going to allow you to lift up the door itself into that slot above, as shown, and rotate it or shift the bottom portion of the door outward off the track and over this portion of the frame right here. And what we'll need to do first is remove the adjustment screw tabs on either side of the door and adjust the rollers to the full up and stowed position. On the bottom right portion of the door is a little cap that again covers the adjustment screw, and all I have here is a small little old rusty utility knife. I'm going to bring it out maybe an inch, ever so carefully separate the cap from the door itself as shown here, and I'm just going to work it back and forth until it comes out as shown here. Try not to lose it inside the door. That would be tough to find. Next, in our case, we have a Phillips screw inside there. Yours might be a flathead screw or an Allen screw or a hex screw. What we are going to do is insert our screwdriver in, properly align it with the adjustment screw, and we are going to turn it counterclockwise to raise the rollers all the way up inside the bottom portion of the door. And that's going to give us the best and most amount of clearance when pulling the door out of the frame. In the event that we did not do this step, the rollers themselves right now are adjusted properly for everyday use, and they are not in the full up position. And if we tried to pull the door up and out, it would not clear this section of the frame. The rollers would get caught right here and cause damage, unfortunately, to this portion of the frame. Now to the opposite side, well, it looks like we have tape. Previous owner may have adjusted the rollers and lost the cap or broke the cap. Either way, we're going to remove that tape. Again, put the Phillips screwdriver in and align it properly with the adjustment screw as shown here, and turn it to again lift those rollers inside the bottom portion of the door. And ours are all the way up and stowed to again give us the best clearance to pull the door out of the frame. At this point, I've got the camera repositioned and I'm trying to give you a good view of the entire door and frame itself. And what I'm going to do is grab either side of the sliding glass door itself, basically at the midway or middle point of the frame. And as I pull the sliding glass door up into that slot above, I'm going to then pivot the bottom portion of the door outward and remove it from that track. And my recommendation to you is have something on the floor that protects the floor, because those rollers can and will unfortunately damage your floor, whether it's tile, hardwood, or carpet. It will leave everlasting dents or imprints in hardwood, or it could crack your tile, or if you have carpet, any grease or lubricant on the rollers could actually get inside your carpet, and that will be tough to get out. So again, I'm going to grab here and here. I'm going to pull the door up in the top portion slot, and I'm going to pivot the door out at the very bottom. And I'm not a strong guy, this is heavy. Having a second person to help you would be very nice. Just like that. And now the door itself is completely loose and removed, and I'm going to carefully rotate it and rest it down as shown here. And got a little protector to protect the wood and frame itself. Now to the opposite side, as you see, and the latch portion here, make sure again, just like the lower rollers, that you have something on the floor to protect the floor, that inner lock latch, and the latch mechanism itself. Not likely, but unfortunately, if it's positioned in a way, it could damage your floor. Coming to the opposite side, and the bottom portion of our door, check out those 20-year-old rollers. Look at that. Again, we have 2 sets and 4 rollers, or 4 wheels total. And lubrication helped for a while, several months, but unfortunately they're just old and needing to be replaced. With the camera position, right now we are looking at the top roller I just showed you, but when the door is upright and resting in the frame, this is the bottom left roller when looking at the sliding glass door from inside. And in our case, we have 2 Phillips screws, one on top, one on bottom. We are going to carefully unscrew and remove those. And I'm doing my best to give you good camera angles. Do not drop this screw. And the screw itself is surprisingly extremely tiny. Look at that. Not even a ½ inch. Well, maybe a ½ inch. Set that aside, come to the bottom screw and carefully remove it, as shown here. From here, it might be tough to pull out, but just wiggle it until it pops right out. And if it gets bound up, push it back in, realign it, and pull it straight out. There it is. Again, 20 plus years old. And here is the adjustment screw that we were adjusting. And again, feeding inside to adjust the rollers themselves. This one spins pretty nice. That one does not. Next, before going down below to remove the other roller, I grabbed a dry paper towel. I'm going to clean as much of the debris from this area here and the entire bottom portion of the frame. To the bottom roller, and it is getting windy. I apologize if the wind is inconvenient and makes some noises on the camera, but I'm doing my best. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure I put the exact same screws in the exact same holes they came out of. So do your best to stay organized. And this one's kind of being a little fussy. Just lift it up and adjust it in a way where you can pull it out. Just like that. And mainly because of that screw, chances are this screw is seized. As you can see, I could not screw it all the way in and flush with the frame itself. And that will cause havoc when you're trying to adjust your rollers. And same thing, I'm just going to clean the frame prior to installing the brand new parts. Back to the table, and again, there they are, the old roller sets we just removed, and above that is our brand new stainless steel set of rollers. Down below in the comment section, as well as the description section, will be a link on where to purchase those. Let's go and open them. And here they are unpackaged. Not only do I want to show you them right here, or this camera angle, but I also want to show you the actual listing on the website that we purchased these from. Again, there's the old rollers, 20 plus years old. Here is the brand new rollers. Those are nice. Alright, DIYers, real quick on the computer, and again, I wanted to show you the listing, which has several photos, several measurements, and additional info that may be valuable to you. And as you can see right here are all the measurements and additional photos, close-up view of the actual stainless steel sealed precision bearings. In addition, more of a backed up side view and additional views here. However, the most valuable in my opinion is this photo right here that has all the measurements. Alright, DIYers, back to the bottom portion of the sliding glass door. We have grabbed one of our brand new roller sets. Much nicer, look at that. And very important, here is your adjustment screw. Go ahead and turn that counterclockwise to the full flush position, because if it's sticking out, it's not going to give you the clearance to insert it in that slot. And in addition, you want it in the full stowed position to allow you to have the most clearance when putting the door back inside the frame. And on top of that, your adjustment screw, you want to install it properly, in our case up on the top portion, because on this side right here is where the hole is cut out in the frame and allows us to insert that screwdriver to gain access to that adjustment screw to adjust the rollers. And again, with the adjustment screw on top, I'm going to push it in the frame until it is all the way in and flush as shown here. Make sure the screw holes are properly aligned and reinstall your screws. Do not cross thread these. I'm not going to tighten this one all the way, just a little bit, where I can then insert and screw in the lower screw. And those are a perfect match. And make sure that the roller set is properly aligned without over tightening them, but you do want them pretty snug. Go ahead and tighten your housing to the bottom frame of your door. Again, do not over tighten them. Before moving to the opposite side of the bottom portion of the door to install the other set, I'm going to insert my screwdriver up top and ensure that I can adjust the rollers, which I can. Perfect. You can see it adjusting. Check that out. Now counterclockwise to stow the rollers as shown there. And again, there is some play, so as you pivot this bottom portion of the door back into the frame, just be careful of that. Taking a step back, making progress, we have the opposite end roller set, installed, and secure. Again, don't over tighten those. What we'll do next is position the camera and put this door back inside the frame. However, what we are going to do first, and I recommend for you to do this as well, is clean your entire inner track that the brand new set of rollers are going to go onto and roll. And start by vacuuming it. As you can see, that's the section that we just could not gain access to with the door installed. And after we vacuum it, we are going to wipe it clean with paper towel. I got the camera set back and DIYers, it is now time to carefully lift that door without dropping it and breaking the glass. That would be terrible. And we are going to lift it upright and slowly insert it in the very top portion of the frame, that little slot I showed you earlier. And as we lift the door up into that slot on the top portion of the frame, we are also going to simultaneously pivot the bottom portion into the frame below. Slowly position the top portion of the door again to that top slot and lift it up. Bring it closer to the bottom portion of the frame as shown here. And from here, I'm going to again pull the door up and pivot it in. And if you got a second person, that goes a long way. As shown there. And from here, we need to go down below on either side of the door and adjust the adjustment screws to properly adjust the rollers to allow this door to slide with ease. We're now looking at the bottom left portion of the inner door, and again, align your Phillips screwdriver in our case with the inner adjustment screw. And we are going to now turn the adjustment screw clockwise to extend the rollers out and onto the track and lift the door. And we'll maybe turn it about 10 times on this side, and then we'll hop to the opposite side and do the same. Wow, what a difference. Coming to the opposite side, and again, DIYers, what a significant difference from the old to the new rollers. And again, it is time to adjust your lower rollers. And when you adjust, here's my recommendation. You've got this weather stripping. And it's on the very bottom, the side, and all the way up at the top, as well as the intersection there. When adjusting your rollers, do not raise your door to a point where the weather stripping is no longer inside the door and this portion of the frame. It needs to be inside, alleviating friction from the door itself and the frame. Next, go ahead and close your door to, again, about a half an inch, maybe a quarter inch, and adjust your rollers accordingly, where the gap from the very top is the exact same at the very bottom. And from here, just test your door. What a significant difference. I was never able to push the door and the door continued to slide. Look at this. Look at that. Pull it, let go, continues. Nice. We do have a little bit of sound, and that is my rear rubber flap there. And as I open the door, I was never able to grab it here and just open it. Look at this, one finger. Much better. But this rubber flap basically rubs on the window or glass itself and creates a little noise. I might replace that. But that's the least of our concerns at this point. Got the camera set back in again, DIYers. I was never able to do this. Look at that. Basically, with the old rollers, I would slide it, let go, and it would stop. Now look at it. Much better. And again, that sound is the rubber flap rubbing on the glass. Much better. Back to the opposite side, and without over tightening them, go ahead and retighten your screws for the handles as well as the inner latch. And DIYers, in the event that your latch is not actually locking, or in other words, you close the door, you lock the latch, and you can still open your door. In our case, it doesn't because we have it properly adjusted. Definitely check out the link down below in the comment section as well as description section. We will also have it scrolling above right now. We adjust this and adjust that and get your lock latching properly. And one last look of the 20-plus-year-old just removed roller set. All right, DIYers, down at the workstation and Mom and Dad's jet ski in-house for DIY repair videos. That will be fun. Coming around, we've got our DIY channel skateboards that we custom made. However, it is time to clean our glass. Down below in the comment section as well as the description section is a link to purchase this product. It continues to work perfectly for us. We definitely recommend it. Thanks again for watching.